Almost like a metamorphosis of people coming of age. Eleanor Roosevelt, most assuredly. Her career later in her life with the United Nations and human rights is one that I think everyone can look to and be extremely proud that she represented our nation. Franklin Roosevelt, he thought the presidency was the grandest job in the world. He loved it. He loved the limelight. He loved the idea of planning to get his country out of the greatest depression in the history of the world. The first two terms dealt entirely with the New Deal and with his efforts to get out of the Depression. His efforts to restore hope, I think, probably were very successful in the minds of the people. As to the programs, there were some programs that worked. The CCC and the WPA, I think, are two examples of that. We still drive over bridges. If you're out on a country road, you're still driving over bridges that were built by the CCC boys, some of them using WPA money to do that. And by the way, in the Second World War, the CCC Corps provided the cadre for a good deal of the United States Army. A lot of people don't know that. There were a number of programs that didn't work. The NRA was thrown out as unconstitutional, and Roosevelt's efforts to pack the Supreme Court met with absolute failure. But there were many, many things that happened that we really don't know if they were good or bad for the country. We just know that it happened at a time when the country was literally on its back. It had never happened before in our history, and thank heavens it never has happened again. It was Franklin Roosevelt who saw the need for Social Security. It was Franklin Roosevelt who saw the need for guaranteeing checking accounts and savings accounts in the banks, and to make sure that the stock market would never, ever have another Black Tuesday. These things all happened under the New Deal, and whether you are for those things or against them, it is our history, and it is where we came from, and it is why we are where we are, for better or for worse. Franklin Roosevelt was the major influence, the major contributing factor to the history of the United States in the 20th century. No man before or after was ever elected to more than 2 terms in the White House. Franklin Roosevelt was elected 4 times, and the opponents really never came close, never came close. We ask you, wherever you are in the state of Washington, if you're over in Yakima, if you're down in the Columbia Valley, if you're anywhere in western Washington, anywhere in British Columbia, we ask you to call right now and support this kind of programming on your public television station. You don't get it anywhere else, folks. People don't even realize that when Franklin Roosevelt campaigned for president, he didn't fly from New York to Chicago or on the last day of the campaign hit 17 states like some of the campaigners did last time. There were no airplanes. No planes flew from coast to coast. He had to go by train. And that's where the whistle stop came from. The whistle stop campaign, Franklin Roosevelt. He started it. Harry Truman did it too. Here are our premiums. The 2 books on FDR's, I guess you'd have to call them the unknown years, if you will, if FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, has unknown years. These are the years of 1882, when he was born, up till 1928, which were his formative years, certainly his education years, and his first involvement in public life as Undersecretary of the Navy. Then 1928 to 1933, another great book by Kenneth S. Davis, his tenure as the governor of New York and his election to the presidency of the United States in 1932. At the $150 level, all 4 of the videos of the entire series on FDR from the American Experience, the program, and you're watching all 4 of them, by the way, tonight here on Channel 9. But what a resource to have in your home for any of your young people, or any of you my age people, and anything in between, or older or younger, I don't care. It is history, and you see it happen because it is accurate, and we work so hard to make it right. We're not trying to tell you what to believe about Franklin Roosevelt. We're just trying to tell you about Franklin Roosevelt, because no president played a bigger part in the history of the United States in the 20th century than this man, who was elected 4 times to the highest office in the land. Please give us a call right now. It is so important that you support public television right now. If any time has been of major, crucial importance, tonight is the night, because this is the last night of our January drive. Hooray! No, we're not going to do it anymore. We're not going to interrupt you anymore. This is the last night, okay? So make your decision right now. Go to the phone and say, public television, doing something good. Give us a call. Please, right now.
Yes, please do make your decision in our favor. You know, the many years that I've volunteered down here, giving the percentages of support by the viewer base, which is significant, very, very important. Right now it's at 42%. And as I read that tonight, the 42% just really hit me, 42, 42. And I was thinking, how many thousands of people that is? How many thousands of people made the individual decision to pick up the phone and say, okay, tonight's the night. Tonight's the night, I'm going to do it. And I've seen the figures of how many people do watch the station and never do call. And we hope that tonight you will make the decision to back up your viewership, to back up a station that so needs your support. Every dollar does make a difference, and we appreciate it immensely. So that 42% is you and me, and we sure do appreciate it very much. Bring your credit card when you make that call, too, please. Thanks a lot.
George said it. This is the last night of our January drive. I hope you're going to make it a success and give us a call tonight and show us that you are enjoying the programming. The phones are ringing, so that's the kind of thing we want to hear, and that's what these volunteers are all ready, willing, and able to take your phone calls. Remember, when you become a subscriber of Channel 9, you'll get the Channel 9 magazine. It'll be delivered to your door, wherever you'd like that to be, every month. And terrific articles. I'm looking at the February issue right now. It talks about the Magic School Bus, a new kids program, which just sounds like a lot of fun using CD-ROM, books, and videos, and it's just a terrific show that I'm sure that you'd want your kids to watch. And another show that you'd hear about if you have the Channel 9 magazine is this Another American Experience show on One Woman, One Vote, the women's suffrage movement, starting on February 15th at 9 o'clock right here on Channel 9. So if you are a subscriber to Channel 9, you'll get this every month, one of the many, many benefits of becoming a subscriber. Also remember, you can go to our store in Rainier Square and subscribers get a 10% discount. So I do hope that you will join the Channel 9 family tonight and give us a call. There are so many, many wonderful reasons to do so.
And as the information technology changes more rapidly and there's more confusion, the public needs one quiet oasis where they can hear what's going on in their community, not in a 30-second picture of a car crash, but a real thoughtful understanding of what's going on in their community. That only happens on the local PBS station. And we're really blessed here in the Pacific Northwest to have one like Channel 9 that brings us really quality, thoughtful, local programming.
Frank Greif, one of the finest men I've ever met, I'll tell you, just an outstanding person. I want to go through the premiums real quickly and then point out something to you that you may or may not be aware of. The two books on FDR, and I'm calling them the books on his unknown years, certainly his least known years, 1882 to 1928, his birth until his election, and the polio that afflicted him, and then 1928 to 1933, his tenure as governor of New York, and his nomination and election as the President of the United States in 1932. Both books at the $100 level. All four of the videotapes of this American Experience drama of FDR, 4 parts, 4 hours at the $150 level, and both books and the videos at the $200 level. A lot of people forget that in 1932, when Franklin Roosevelt took office and Herbert Hoover stepped down as President of the United States, a lot of other things were happening besides the Great Depression. And very soon, Franklin Roosevelt's attention was not just concentrating on the Great Depression, but Adolf Hitler came to power the very same year in Germany. Benito Mussolini had been in power for almost 6 years in Italy, and Japan was already making aggressive moves in Manchuria and China. The Second World War was on the horizon. That's where we are in this odyssey of Franklin Roosevelt. Please give us a call. This is good stuff.
I'd like for you to think just for a moment about what a wonderful service Channel 9 provides to you every day, all day long. During the day, kids can watch things like Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers and all the wonderful programs that we've all grown up with. They learn their colors and their numbers and their letters watching Channel 9. Sesame Street, for example, I know my son has. So I hope that you'll understand that it is providing a service like that. When you come home and you want to watch a McNeil-Lehrer report, it's there for you. You've got your news every night. Documentaries like tonight, they educate us all. And Thursday nights, you can watch Mystery and Masterpiece Theater on Channel 9 and Faulty Towers on the weekend. Cooking shows, everything. I can go on and on and on. It's really a wonderful, wonderful service that Channel 9 is providing for you. And I hope as a service you'll think about paying them for it, paying them as a subscriber so that they can make sure that these programs keep coming to you year after year as they have here for so many years on Channel 9. Please give us a call now and keep all of these volunteers happy and spry and on their toes and taking your calls tonight.
We're getting so many wonderful comments about people enjoying the programming tonight as they pledge. And one of the people who is down here taking those calls has the melodious name of Lisa Lloyd, and she's one of the corporate trainers with OUM and Associates that's over on the east side, 100 employees. Is that right, Lisa? Tell us about some of the calls you're getting.
Actually, I just had a very sweet woman call, 89 years old, and she lived through that era of FDR, so she was really excited about the program.
So she did make a pledge too,
yes,
huh?
She did. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, the OUM and Associates does a lot of things in the community for just 100 employees, and we sure appreciate your sharing the time down here tonight.
It's been a lot of fun.
So with the type of volunteers we have down here and with the kind of people like you out there, it's a great combination, so please call in. Thanks very much.
One of the things that you'll notice in the next segment is how Franklin Roosevelt uses the new media, radio. Franklin Roosevelt used to come into our homes with his fireside chats. And as families, we would sit around the radio and listen to the president not really tell us a heck of a lot, but somehow you got a feeling of hope. Somehow it was going to be better. That's probably what Franklin Roosevelt did best. It may be what any president does best. But it was fascinating times, and you could see that the world, quite literally, was coming apart. And Franklin Roosevelt was at the helm, saying we have nothing to fear but fear itself. We continue with the American Experience, FDR.